Hi everyone, it's Donnie Lowy at Closeoutexplosion.com. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today I'd like to discuss with you what are surplus auctions. So surplus, the term refers to inventory, to items, to assets that are no longer needed. They're essentially extra items that the previous owner didn't need. So for instance, let's say there's a government agency, and the government agency uses vans to transport patients. And now they don't need a van anymore because they've changed their policies, and now they're having private contractors transporting the patients. Now those vans become surplus. So government agencies are a very big source of surplus items. Maybe a computer's not needed anymore. Maybe the government agency ordered a lot of paper supplies and they don't need as many supplies as they thought they would need. Now, surplus also can happen in the private industry. You can have, even in the nonprofit industry, right? You can have a school that orders 200 trays for lunchtime, and they discover that they only have 150 students, and now they only use 150 trays. And I mean, there's many situations where you have surplus inventory. In a private business, let's say a business orders 300 boxes to pack orders, and then they decide to outsource the packing of those boxes, and now, meaning the packing of those orders, and now they no longer need those boxes. Then what happens? Then those boxes become surplus. So there's many opportunities. Now, a surplus auction is essentially an auction where you auction off that merchandise. Now, there are websites where you could find surplus auctions. You could look at, for instance, liquidation.com. They also have their subsidiaries, have websites that are specifically geared towards auctioning off surplus inventory and surplus assets of government agencies. There's also Salvix, salvix.com. Although they're not an auction site, they also sell surplus inventory. So liquidation.com is a good source to check out many different surplus auctions. You can also subscribe to the Treasury Department, has an email, a newsletter where they also publicize any surplus auctions that they have available. Now, whether you're buying surplus inventory from a government agency, from a nonprofit institution, or from a private business, keep in mind that many of those businesses, nonprofit organizations, or government agencies are mandated to get the best possible price. So although you can get a very low price at an auction, there might be a reserve, or they just, or they might cancel the auction if it doesn't reach a certain price, which is essentially a reserve. And also keep in mind that you are going to have competition. If you see an item that doesn't get any bids, you should be wary. You should ask yourself why the item hasn't gotten any bids. Now, it's possible it's a great item, just that the people who generally patronize those auctions don't have any clients, any customers for that specific merchandise. And you yourself might have good customers for that merchandise. All right, so just because someone else doesn't bid on the item doesn't mean that's not a good item, but it should, put up a flag. You should want to know why someone hasn't bid on that auction. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And also another important thing to say, to remember that surplus auctions are as is, so they usually give you the opportunity to inspect the goods, and I recommend that you go ahead and inspect the goods, because once you bid and your bid is a successful bid, then you're legally bound and you're gonna have to buy that item unless the auction gives you the right not to go through with your bid. But as far as I know, every auctioneer and every auction requires you to go through with your bid. So definitely inspect the merchandise and understand that the merchandise generally is being sold as is. All right, and there could be other restrictions as well, especially when it's assets that are being auctioned off on behalf of a government agency. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Have an amazing day, and I'd be very happy to do business with you. Thank you so much.